Joining me on India First, Tuhin Sinha leads the charge, spokesperson for the BJP. Adil Singh Boparai leads the counter-charge, national spokesperson of the Congress Party. Ambassador Ashok Sajjanhar is a former top diplomat, joins me on this broadcast. Ashutosh wears multiple hats, from a political analyst to a journalist. He's been with the political party in the past, joins us to give his unique perspective. Desh Ratan Nigam is an advocate, is associated with the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh. He joins us on this show, and let's dive straight in. Tuhin Sinha, why is the BJP upset with Rahul Gandhi's comments, going to the extent of some BJP MPs accusing him of being China's agent? He's India's leader of opposition in Lok Sabha. He's a senior member of parliament. Why can't he have his say?
Well, good evening, Gaurav. Good evening, everybody. A very happy Dussehra to you, to all the co-panelists, and to the viewers. Even on the pious occasion of Dussehra, the leader of opposition of India has chosen to embrace evil over good, and as usual, continues to toe an anti-India line. Now, let me very specifically answer the two charges which he has leveled. Number one, that India's democracy is under threat. Here is a leader who travels to every corner of the world, be it US, be it South America, only to vilify India without evidence, and yet no action has ever been taken against him. Here is a leader who, picks up sick people from the crowd and says that, your religion is in danger, for which, of course, he's facing a court case, and yet no action is taken in India. And he says democracy is in danger in India. Here is a leader who calls institutions vote sure without evidence and manages to get away with it, and yet he continues to say that India's democracy is in danger. Let me come to the second aspect, the development. He says India doesn't have a vision. Have you ever seen Rahul Gandhi praise India when it comes to an India-Middle East, India-Middle East European corridor?
I'll come to the development aspect and the second aspect in just a moment. So let's turn the democracy aspect for now. Adil Singh Boparai, biggest threat to India is the attack on democracy. Explain what Rahul Gandhi meant, his signal to the world, and the attack that comes from the BJP, sir.
Gaurav, Mr. Gandhi's statement echoes the ground reality of India. And before I state my piece, I think it is very fundamental that my co-panelists and the viewers understand one very critical distinction. There is a distinction between BJP government and India. Please do not conflate the two. Now, coming to the meat of the issue, yes, democracy is being destroyed brick by brick in this country. I can give you numerous examples, starting from electoral manipulation of the voter list. How is it that there are 80 voters in a 7x7 group? Number two, there is a near total capture of institutions. The BJP ideology has thrusted its exclusivist ideology on institutions. The fourth estate, which is supposed to be a bulwark, today has become a tool for propaganda for the BJP.
You are on the fourth estate, saying your piece freely and fairly. That's my only intervention, but go on, sir.
Number three, the strength of this country is unity in diversity. And that strength and that syncretism today is being destroyed by the BJP's ideology. Number four, and which is very important, our country's glue is our multi-religious and multicultural template. That is being destroyed. Number five, coming on the economy, there is a form of an oligarchy which is being pushed. Today, when people should seek answers from the BJP for the mismanagement in Ladakh, when people should seek answers from the BJP and more particularly media commentators for the complete mishandling of Manipur, you have the fourth estate seeking to put the opposition into the witness box. Number five, since much is said and since you quoted some of the foreign leaders, it is a matter of fact which has been stated by top army personnel that the Chinese and the Chinese military was collaborating with the Pakistanis in May. Why is it that the Prime Minister had to go and mend fences with China when the Chinese are breathing down our neck? Why is it that the Prime Minister cannot call out President Trump and say, sorry, India and Pakistan is a bilateral issue? So therefore, let's take facts as they stand.
Okay.
You and I can have individual ideologies, but at the end of the day, it has to be India first, not BJP first.
And that's exactly what this show is, India First. I want to bring in Ambassador Ashok Sajjanhar. Ambassador, India is hailed as a vibrant democracy. Elections, noisy debates, allegations, counter-allegations. In your appreciation, how would the world react to these statements, especially when they come from the leader of opposition?
Yeah, thank you very much, Gaurav, for having me. I think as far as the world is concerned, there is conviction there that India is a robust democracy. It's a very vibrant democracy. India's institutions work. Its institutions are very strong. And that is the impression, meaning you have played two of these comments that have been made by Ursula von der Leyen and Antony Blinken. I would also mention, and this is not what only former President Joe Biden had said. He had said that India has proven that democracy delivers. Because democracy is not only elections. Democracy is also in terms of what do you do with the results of the elections. And India has shown that it has been able to bring so many hundreds of millions of people out of poverty. We have, whenever there have been challenges, India has been able to stand up to those challenges. India has been hailed even by the managing director of the International Monetary Fund saying that India is the only ray of hope as far as the global economy is concerned, while otherwise there is gloom all around. So I think whether you talk about it internally, in terms of the working of the institutions, in terms of the manner in which it has been able to impact the lives, otherwise going globally, internationally also, when it is vaccines, this is something to do with the leadership. India does not demand leadership. India shows leadership in action.
I'll
And I
just
think
come
there
to
is
the
a
leadership aspect. I want to stay on the democracy aspect and internally for a moment. And that's why I want to bring Ashutosh into this conversation, because Ashutosh wears multiple hats. Ashutosh, as a journalist, as an analyst, as someone who's been a part of a political party once, are you scared of freely airing your views? Is democracy under threat in India? Or are you, through the courage of your conviction and your thought, able to say what you want to say?
I think three things. First of all, yes, today the journalist, last section of journalists, they are worried because they do not know from which court there will be an FIR and they will be put into jail and custody, and for years or for months they will not get any bail from the courts. Let's not get into this. I think we had reached to a situation, and I did not know that when the BJP has become India. As a student of politics, I have read in the past that there was one Devkant Barua who compared Mrs. Gandhi with India. But today, wherever I look at, I see Devkant Barua everywhere. There is Devkant Barua everywhere. And second thing, I think the BJP is doing a great job for Rahul Gandhi for the simple reason, because they are keeping Rahul Gandhi in the discourse like Congress used to do for the Narendra Modi when he was the chief minister of Gujarat. So I do not know when the BJP will realize. And third point, I think this fellow called Nishikant Dubey, at a time when India is trying to build bridges with the China, and he is the kind of language he has used, I think the MEA should take note of it, and somebody should tell him that you are damaging Indo-Chinese relationship by being a member of parliament, the senior member of the BJP itself. And the last point which I want to make it, and it's a really very, very interesting point, that I do not know whether the BJP is undermining democracy by attacking the institution of a leader of opposition in this country. The way the BJP panelists on the different TV channels on a daily basis, 24/7, accuse him, abuse him, the kind of language they are using, do they have any respect for the leader of opposition? Forget about Rahul Gandhi. It's not about Rahul Gandhi. It's about the institution of the leader of opposition. It's an institution. So the kind of language which Ravi Shankar Prasad has used, the kind of language Ravi Shankar Prasad has used, at least I had never expected the leader of that seniority can go to there. That's what I'm saying. There is Devkant Barua everywhere, wherever I look at.
Can I ask a simple question to Ashutosh?
Let me just bring in Deshratan Nigam and then I'm coming to you. But if you want to quickly, briefly intervene to any specific point, go ahead, sir.
No, I want to ask a simple question to Ashutosh ji. He's aware that Allahabad High Court had recently denied relief to Rahul Gandhi in a case pertaining to his obnoxious remarks against the Sikh community in US. Does he support this kind of obnoxious utterances across the world without any evidence? Where he's just picking up people and bad-mouthing India and does Ashutosh ji support that? There is a limit to which you can say that in democracy everything is allowed.
Okay.
Tuhin,
Do you support that,
Sir,
Ashutosh
sir,
ji?
you made a direct point, Ashutosh, quickly, sir, before I
let
begin,
me,
Mr. Nigam.
let me, the democracy which I know has taught me that when Amit Shah was called Talipar by the court, we did not believe and we did not trust that he is going to be convicted. I think anybody like Tuhin Sinha, he's a senior member of the BJP, he should know that let's not put democracy on its head. Let's not put jurisprudence.
My point is an
Let's not put
entire
judicial on its head.
community.
No.
Please
I did
understand,
not.
Ashutosh ji,
I
please
did not.
understand the
I did not.
repercussions
I
of what he
did
said.
not. I did
Just
not.
give me 10 seconds.
Okay,
Please
so
please
let me come back to you.
understand.
Let me bring in Deshratan Nigam for his
Please listen
initial
to me.
comments
Have
because
patience. Have patience
Deshratan
and
Nigam,
listen to me. What I'm
apart from
saying
being
is
with the
Indian
Sangh, you're also an advocate. Now, the point that's being made is, so Rahul Gandhi is criticizing a political party. He's criticizing a government that belongs to a political party. Why is that being equated with criticizing India? How does that, get equated? You know, when he says that there was this slogan of India is Indra and Indra is India, it's almost as if there are some elements who are trying to say BJP government is India and India is BJP government. You're on mute, sir. Unmute yourself, please.
Gaurav, in fact, those who attack India and its democracy and the electoral system must first resign from their respective posts. The governments that have been elected through our democratic system and electoral system, and then question it. It is the same system which has given them a power in different states, and they have been elected as leader of opposition. So to question the Indian democracy and electoral system, you must first resign and then question it. Then I will be paying a very serious attention to what you're saying. Secondly, when you say India cannot become great or lead the world, is it anti-BJP or anti-India? Please understand. Therefore, there is, yes, we all know BJP is an Indian party. BJP is not India. But while opposing Mr. Modi or BJP, you become anti-India. That is the line that has been crossed numerous times, and your report has clearly pointed out. So one has to be very, very clear where you stand while vilifying India, insulting India on international forums, where the world, India is on the way to become third largest economy. All parameters of development, if you look at it, are wonderful, but still you are defaming India. I think there is a line one has to draw. Repeat offending should not be. And yes, I have an issue with Indian democracy because it doesn't punish repeat offenders. That is one point I think which Mr. Tuhin Sinha was also making in a very slant manner. But we must have
go to a court of law, go to a court of law or go to people's court. Because why fault the democracy? Why fault systems? You're an advocate. Adil Singh Boparai is an advocate. Both of you know law better than most. But Adil Singh Boparai, respond. The criticism is not of the BJP, it is of India. What does Rahul Gandhi mean when he says India cannot become a world leader or words to that effect? BJP says that he's not leader, LOP is not leader of opposition in parliament, he's actually leader of propaganda targeting India's image overseas.
Gaurav, I'll kindly request you to give me adequate time.
Absolutely, sir.
Given the skewed nature. Now, number one, I think it's very important to understand this anecdotally. When you abuse the leader of the opposition of this country, let's forget for a moment the leader of the opposition. When you start labeling any person who is opposed to your point of view, or when you start labeling dissent as anti-national, that is the first manifestation of democracy being demolished, number one. Number two, another hard fact, when you use agencies to target opposition leaders, and I'll give you one stark fact, 95% of all political cases in this country which have been registered by the Enforcement Directorate are against opposition leaders. This is how you muzzle the voice of the opposition. Number three, when the leader of the opposition, a constitutional post holder, gives you hard data, shares data that how is it possible that 80 people can be registered as voters in a 7-by-7 room. You ask him to file an affidavit instead of inquiring into it. Number 3. Number 4, when the fourth estate, and I'm not calling you out, I'm talking about the fourth estate in general.
Okay.
When the fourth estate loses its spine, when it forgets to question and speak truth to power, that's when democracy is being demolished. And number 5, you know what the BJP, the model which is replicating, is not something out of the blue. They lack creativity even when they're copying.
Okay.
There have been autocratic or neo-autocratic regimes which have practically done the same thing. By using a propaganda tool, by thrusting false facts and propaganda, by controlling dissemination of information, by trying to project megalomania as a form of democracy, they're not doing anything new. They lack creativity. But let's understand
my only
one
point,
thing.
as far as the fourth estate is concerned, and I will draw in Ashutosh only when it comes to the point of the fourth estate, is that the
Can I just
fourth
complete? I have
estate
one
is
last
so
point to make. I have one
huge,
last
sir.
point to make.
You know, there's television,
one
there
last
is
point.
radio, there are so many newspapers in so many languages, and there is social media, and there are digital platforms. There is so much. Can everyone be muzzled? Clearly not. So, you know, the fourth estate is strong. Make it stronger, but don't, you know, shoot the messenger. That's as far as the fourth estate is concerned. That's my
Can I just
only
make a
humble
short
submission
interjection
as far as fourth
before you
estate
go
is
to
concerned.
Ashutosh?
But Tuhin Sinha, respond to the points, very specific points, and Ashutosh also wants to come in on this. But Tuhin Sinha, respond that points that are being made in the past. Why target? He's leader of opposition in parliament.
No, no,
He's
you
a
know-
senior member of parliament. To call him a Chinese agent, disgrace, and all that is being called of him. Why?
No, I think in a democracy, each one will use his kind of words. I am not using that word, but fact is that, the last time Rahul Gandhi did a press conference on vote chori, that was on 18th September, that was an embarrassment for the Congress party itself. He had to fact check himself within 4 hours. So unless you know the legal definition of evidence, unless you behave in a way where people accord you gravitas, why would you blame the whole country for not listening to you? He had to himself fact check himself and correct himself. He said, had we not been alert, vote chori would have happened in Aland. Whereas fact is that FIR was lodged by Election Commission itself, and 2 months before the voting had actually taken place, when there was a Congress government, when there was a BJP government. So was he trying to say that a BJP government was trying to rig the vote and it failed in that? Rahul Gandhi lacks common sense, he lacks logic, which is what makes the entire set of accusations against India very farcical. Forget the
So
bigger
if it's
charges. He
farcical,
doesn't
why
even
be
follow.
worried? If it's
Just allow
farcical,
me 10
why
more
be
seconds.
worried?
Forget the bigger charges. He doesn't even follow basic democratic etiquettes. Why
Okay.
would a leader of opposition willfully abstain from attending the flag hosting on at Lal Killa on 15th August?
Okay.
Why would a LOP willfully abstain from attending the swearing in of the vice president? He is the person who's willfully weakening democratic ethos and etiquettes every day in this country.
Okay, Adil Singh
If I
Bopara,
get
you
a
want to
short
quickly
interjection.
intervene before I bring in Ashutosh and my other guests? Go on, sir.
The BJP is again replicating the playbook of the despots that label your opponent as anti-national, call him that he is indulging in treason. This is not how democracies function. He is in fact contradicting himself by his conduct. Mr. Rahul Gandhi has given you enough empirical evidence that elections or at least voter lists are being rigged. Instead of conducting a thorough and a comprehensive investigation, you can call us as many names as you want to. But please understand, nobody remains in power forever. Power is not something which is permanent. And at some stage in time, all your acts of omission and commission will be investigated. But what is most important is that India must come first. Let us not conflate BJP with India. Let us preserve our syncretic culture. Let us preserve
Fair enough.
our multi-religious and multi-caste character, which is under threat because of the RSS and the BJP's insidious ideology.
Respond, Desh Ratan Nigam. India, Bharat Varsh, the dialogue, as Rahul Gandhi puts it, amongst all members under threat because of an RSS ideology that the Congress says is being imposed.
Well, Gaurav, in fact, the vision of the RSS is to make India great, united, and a very strong nation. I don't think anybody has any problem with that vision. If at all the people who are criticizing RSS know about that vision. The fact remains that even today, Mohan Bhagwatji from Nagpur clearly sent a message. We are not against anybody, but certainly we will be opposing those who oppose India, those who are anti-Hindu, and those who believe in Tushtikaran or appeasement. Yes, everybody is equal in this country and everybody has a right, and we believe in the diversity and unity, and everything is united from north to south. There is a cultural nationalism which unites the country, right from east to west, north to south, take any places. But the fact remains, when our opposition leaders they start criticizing India, we have an issue with that.
Okay.
And certainly when a political party has an MOU with a Chinese Communist Party and does not disclose it, it becomes an issue with the country. If you meet Chinese ambassadors secretly when a doklam happens,
Okay.
the country sees there is an issue with
Ashutosh
it.
wants to come in because Ashutosh says this is targeting of leader of opposition.
A direct attack has been made by
See-
my very learned and senior friend. Let me respond to this.
Gaurav,
Okay,
Gaurav,
quickly,
Gaurav.
Ashutosh, and then I'm coming to you, Adil Singh Boparai, because Ashutosh, is there
See-
merit in the BJP saying
see-
that there is a pattern to Rahul Gandhi's actions going overseas and criticizing India in various universities and other platforms each time he goes abroad? Not restricted to any one country or to any
Gaurav,
one university.
Gaurav, whether you have noticed or not, but I have noticed, and today, after listening to Deshatan ji, I'm really scared. Why I'm scared? For the simple reason, because when he's saying RSS think let's make India great again, I go back and in history and know that Hitler said this. Let's make Germany great again, and that's what the Donald Trump is saying. Let's make America great again. So is he trying to take India on the path of Donald Trump and Hitler? If that is, then I'm really scared today. I'm really worried about it. See, the second point which I want to make it, I think that Rahul Gandhi must be smiling because Rahul Gandhi has got under the skin of the BJP and they do not know how to tackle him. If he's so irrelevant in Indian politics, if he's a child, if he's a kid, then why BJP waste so much time criticizing Rahul Gandhi, minister after minister, minister after minister, the top ranked leader of the BJP and the RSS, they attack him because they do not know how to handle him. And that's the beauty of Indian democracy in that sense. But you're talking
That's
about
the
the
beauty
media.
of Indian democracy, and I completely agree with you. Free, fair, noisy, every point of view comes out is the point I'm trying to make. Adil Singh Boparai, you wanted to come in quickly, sir, before I bring in Ambassador Sajjanhar for closing comments. Adil Singh Boparai, sir.
30 seconds. I have great respect for Mr. Nigam, and I do meet him very fondly when we bump into each other in the corridors of the court. But I must make one thing very, very clear. The RSS cannot be a judge of citizens' patriotism or nationalism. Nobody has given RSS that authority. Please understand this. RSS is a so-called social political organization. Nobody has given the RSS this authority or jurisdiction to judge mine or Mr. Ashutosh or Mr. Sawant's nationalism or patriotism. Number one. Number two, it is ironic. It is ironic that people question Mr. Rahul Gandhi when they forget that his father and his grandmother shed their blood for this country's unity, integrity, and sovereignty. Please keep that in mind. I understand the BJP is weak in history, but please keep that in mind. And lastly, much has been said about China. Just 3 months back, you had the Chinese collaborating militarily with the Pakistanis.
Yes.
Yet Mr. Modi held one-to-one parley. So
Fair enough. Sir, that's a point being
compromised
repeated and I'm
India's
awfully
interest?
short of time. But Deshratan Nigam, you want to quickly intervene on that point? Quickly, last 10 seconds before I bring in Ambassador Sajjanhar.
I think Adil misunderstood me. We speak on issues and national issues, and that is where India to become great. And I don't think anybody on this panel should have any issue in making and seeing India great again, once again, and leading the world. We saw G20, we saw everything. But the fact is to compare it with Hitler to Trump is something, it's so outlandish. It's just trying to gain some brownie points. I think Mr. Ashutosh does not himself believe him. I know him so well.
I have to bring in Ambassador Sajjanhar since I'm short of time on this part of the show. Okay, Ashutosh, quickly.
I strongly believe that the RSS does not believe in democratic setup, does not believe in Indian. I strongly believe this.
Okay. Okay,
Live in-
Ambassador Sajjanhar,
please
when
live
you
in
were
your
posted
Lala world.
overseas, and since it's a statement that's been made by leader of opposition in parliament overseas, embassies and diplomats, on what basis do they form an opinion? Political statements or what they witness on ground, statements made by political leaders, or facts that are borne out on ground, sir?
Yeah, a couple of things here, Gaurav, because you've been having this debate. Now, Colombia is a very far away country. They don't really know much about it in terms of cooperation, also not much. So, when a leader from India, leader of opposition, or anyone goes and starts criticizing India, of course, that is going to have an impact. But I think India is reaching out to all the countries. Prime Minister was there recently in Brazil, in Argentina, all the CARICOM, Caribbean countries, and all that. I think people see what India is doing. And as I was saying, India is acting as a leader. India is behaving as a leader because there is a shortage of leaders in the world.
Yes.
And that is why, whether it is a bridge between the North and the South, it is a bridge between the East and the West. I think India is one of those very few countries which can play that role. And
And
India
we've seen
is
that during India's G20, when the African Union was made a part of the G20, and so many countries in the global south look at India as their leader. You're absolutely right, sir. My apologies, I've run out of time on this part of the show, but this is a raging debate that we shall continue to have, not just in the run-up to elections, but even otherwise in this rather noisy democracy called Bharat.